Welcome, and thank you for joining me. Please remember to only do what's right for you. Listen to your body. Okay, to begin, come to sit on your mat in an easy cross-legged position. Allow your palms to rest on your thighs. Close your eyes. Notice the darkness of your eyes. And just take a few moments to arrive. Allowing the body to arrive on the mat and the breath to arrive in the body. You might want to just shift your torso ever slightly from side to side and forward and back until you really find that center point. So you're sitting on your sit bones, your spine is nice and long, and the crown of the head expands up into the sky. Allow the face and the shoulders to relax. Letting go of whatever happened throughout the day or whatever might happen later. Really making a commitment to be present now. Notice your breath. The inflow and the outflow. And see if you can smoothen out any rough edges along the way. Gently beginning to deepen your breath. Noticing the rise and fall of the belly and chest. Maybe switching on your Ujjayi breath, if that's within your practice. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Taking a deep inhale. Full exhale, gently drawing the belly button towards the spine. 2 more cycles like this. Deep inhale. Exhale. Last round. Lovely. Keep breathing deeply throughout the practice. And whenever you notice that you can't breathe in a pose, chances are you've gone a little bit too far. Let the breath be your guide, your teacher. From here, let's take a bit of a wider seat. So just allowing one leg to fold in front of the other. And then coming onto your fingertips, moving gently from side to side as you begin to fold forward. Breathing deeply into any tight areas here. And see if with the exhale, you can just soften a little bit deeper into the pose, letting go of any unnecessary tension. One more cycle of breath here. Lovely. Now walk your fingertips all the way to the right. Left fingertips are reaching further away. And the left sit bone is still nice and grounded. Breathing into the left side of the body. Beautiful. Walk your hands back to center and then bring your upper body back up. Now cross the other leg in front. So whichever leg you had in front, switch it out. And then again, coming onto your fingertips, making your way to fold forward. Again, breathing into the tight areas in the body. Now walk your fingertips to the left, right fingertips reach further away, and right sit bone grounded. Maybe you notice that one side feels a little bit more open than the other one. And that's perfectly normal. Remember, in yoga, we practice non-judgmental observation. So you're the observer. You're noticing what is going on as it's going on in your body and your mind. One more cycle of breath here. Nice. Walk your hands back to center and then bring your upper body up. Inhale, interlace your fingers. Exhale, pushing your palms away from you, rounding your spine. Really imagine you're pushing your hand into the wall in front of you, and then send your breath in between your shoulder blades. From here, begin to create a figure of 8 with your hands. On your next inhale, reach your arms up and then allow your palms to face the crown of your head. From here, just begin to circle your arms, so bringing the palms down behind the neck and back up the other way. So just bringing some movement into the shoulder joint. Lovely, and then move the other way. Arms up, loose the interlace and flex your palms. And then bring your arms out to the sides. Arms are horizontal, really pressing your hands into the side walls now. So just opening the wrists, forearms. And we're also stretching the muscles around the heart. Inhale, reach your arms up again. From here, keep your right arm lifted, lower your left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Inhale, lengthen, sit up even taller, and then exhale, begin to twist towards the right. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist a little bit further. Now from here, can you lower your left shoulder any amount towards the left knee? So you're really lengthening and opening the right side. Are you still breathing deeply? One more cycle of breath here. Deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back up to center, lifting the left arm up. And then exhale, keep the left arm lifted, right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, begin to twist. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen the twist. From here, inhale, rise up. Exhale, lowering the right shoulder any amount towards the right knee. Maybe you can even look up at the sky if it's okay for your neck, making sure your neck is in a happy position for you. One more breath here. Deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back up to center, reaching your arms up. Lovely. And then exhale, lowering your hands, roll over your shins, coming into your tabletop position. Making sure the hands underneath shoulders, all 10 fingers spread nice and wide, and the knees are underneath the hips, all 10 toenails pressing into the mat. Cat and cow, but before we get into it, just free it up, really making any movements with your spine, shoulders, and hips that feel good, really warming up the body, listening to what you need. Okay, come back to neutral spine. On the inhale, drop the belly and open the heart. Exhale, tailbone begins to tuck under, rounding the spine. Inhale, open the heart, open the throat. Exhale, belly button to spine. Again, inhale, opening, gently drawing the hands towards your knees. Exhale, push the hands into the mat. One more time. Lovely. Come back to neutral spine. Allow your fingertips to face the outside of the mat, or maybe facing towards your knees if possible. Then keep your micro bend in the elbows, look gently ahead of you, and then begin to circle around the wrist. Change the direction. Nice. Then let your fingertips face forward again. Tuck your toes under and then lift your hips back and up into a downward facing dog. You can keep your knees bent to begin with. And if your heels are lifted, it doesn't matter. Just think of the heels drawing towards the mat and the knees, thighs, and hips drawing up towards the sky. The spine is long, the neck is relaxed. And think of the triceps spiraling down and the biceps spiraling up. On your next inhale, rise up onto your tippy toes, roll along the spine into a high plank pose. And then exhale, bending the knees into your downward facing dog again. Let's do this 2 times more. Inhale, rolling forward, high plank. Exhale, shift your hips back and up, downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. This time, shift forward into your high plank pose and stay here for a little moment. Really think of pushing the knees and thighs up towards the sky. Now, option to stay here, option to lower the knees and work your half plank pose, or maybe you want to challenge your strength even further. Maybe you can come onto the right fingertips, or maybe you can lift your right arm up and forward and look forward as well. For one more cycle of breath, deep inhale. Exhale, lowering the right hand down. Now moving to the other side, coming onto the fingertips, and then reaching the arm forward, look forward. Trying to shift the hips as little as possible. One more cycle of breath, deep inhale. Exhale, lovely. Lower your knees onto the mat and tuck the toes. Come into a little child's pose. Coming back to your breath. Breathing into your belly. Now look forward towards your hands and see if you can snake forward and through into your baby cobra. Inhale here. Exhale, stay here. Next inhale, come up into higher cobra. Exhale, lengthening all the way down. 2 times more. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, stay here. Inhale into king cobra. Exhale, lowering down. One more time with your own breath. Beautiful. When you're finished, come onto your fingertips, taking your hands wider than the mat, elbows pointing up towards the sky. Coming into our twisting cobra, all 10 toenails still pressing into the mat. Inhale, rolling up at center. Exhale, bring the right shoulder towards the ground. Inhale, back up at center. Exhale, left shoulder and left ear towards the ground. Keep moving with your breath from side to side. Next time you're back at center and you've done both sides equally, lower down at center. Hands flat by your side ribs. Elbows in towards the rib cage. And then tuck your toes under, lift your knees and thighs up towards the sky. Belly button towards the spine. And then see if you can push up into high plank. And then downward facing dog. Well done. 3 cycles of breath in our down dog. Maybe you can visualize the breath flowing in on the inhale through the crown of the head, letting it travel down along the spine, and then exhaling out through the tailbone. When you're ready, step your right foot between your hands, lower the back knee, untuck the toes. Come onto your fingertips and look forward. And then when you're ready, bring your hands into Anjali Mudra, into prayer at heart center. Belly button to spine. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, opening the arms and bringing them back to center. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale, twice more. Now exhale, bring the hands back onto the mat. Shift your hips back and flex your front foot. You're in your runner's lunge. Let's keep it flowing to begin with. So on the inhale, shift your weight forward, opening the heart. Exhale, shift the hips back, flexing the foot. Keep flowing with your breath. On your next exhale, stay here, working and folding forward in your runner's lunge, but stay keeping an emphasis on keeping the spine nice and long. Okay, from here, placing the left hand straight underneath the left shoulder, and then begin to twist towards the right, lifting the arm up towards the sky. Maybe you can even look up. Still thinking of the right hip drawing back. Lovely. Flexing the front foot. Let's stay here for one more cycle of breath. Deep inhale. Exhale, maybe twist a little bit further. Inhale. And then exhale, hand comes back down onto the mat. Shift your weight forward, tuck your back toes under, lift the knee, step back into high plank pose. Option for full or half chaturanga, for cobra or upward facing dog. It's yogi's choice, your practice. Once you're in downward facing dog, come back to your breath. Come back to sensation. Step your left leg between your hands now. Lower the back knee, untuck the toes, come onto your fingertips. And then bring your hands into Anjali Mudra, belly button to spine. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, opening, gathering the energy back to heart center. Keep going with your breath. Last one, inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, hands onto the mat. Shift your hips back, flex your front foot. On the inhale, coming onto your fingertips, opening the heart, shifting the weight forward. Exhale, hips shift back, front foot flexes. Keep flowing with your breath. And noticing your mind as well in the practice today. The inner commentary, repetitive thoughts, anything that might come up. And then just try to notice them and let them pass through. Don't try to cling onto them and become that emotion. After your next exhale, stay here with the hips shifted back. And then lengthen the spine. Exhale, see if you can hold a little bit deeper. One more cycle of breath here. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Nice. From here, placing the right hand underneath the right shoulder. Left hip is drawing to the wall behind you. And then begin to twist and spiral to the left side. Thinking of the back of the neck nice and long, reaching to the front of your space. And then maybe you can look up towards the top hand. Keep creating more length. So inhale, lengthening. Exhale, spiral a little bit further. One more cycle of breath. Inhale. And then exhale, lowering the left hand back onto the mat. Shift your weight forward, tucking the back toes and lifting the knee. And then strong core, stepping back into your high plank pose. Now yogi's choice, unique movement, or maybe stillness in child's pose or downward facing dog. From your down dog, on your next inhale, lift your right leg out behind you. From here, keeping the weight even in the shoulders, begin to open your hip up and then bend the knee, bringing the right heel towards the left seat. From here, begin your hip circles. So circling in one direction, circles can be big or small. And then change direction as well. On your next inhale, lengthen the leg out again, squaring up the hips. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands. Lower the back heel, reach your arms up into your warrior one. Really pushing the back foot back and the front foot forward. And your feet are aligned heel to heel. Bend your elbows, bringing your arms into the shape of a W. On the inhale, reach the arms up and stretch the front leg. Exhale, rebend elbows and front knee. Keep going. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Twice more. Exhale, stay with your knee bent. Interlace your arms behind you. Inhale, opening the chest. And then exhale, begin to fold forward into your humble warrior. So your right shoulder wants to fold on the inside of the right knee. And the head is coming towards the floor. Making sure that the right hips are still pointing and drawing to the wall behind you. One more breath here. On your next inhale, release the interlace, reaching your arms up, warrior one. Exhale, hands on either side of the foot, stepping back into your downward facing dog. Yogi's choice, movement or stillness. Lovely. Once you're ready, get settled in your downward facing dog. On your next inhale, reach your left leg out behind you. And then again, keeping the weight even in the shoulders, begin to open your hip and then bend your knee, bringing the heel towards the right seat. Now start your hip circles. Change direction. And then on your next inhale, lengthen the leg out again, squaring off the hips. And then exhale, left foot steps between the hands. Lower the back heel. Inhale, warrior one. Now draw your arms into a W shape again. On the inhale, rise up, arms reach out. Front knee stretches. Exhale, bend. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale, keep the knee bent. Interlace the hands behind you, maybe interlacing the other way. Inhale, opening the chest. Exhale, humble warrior. Still pulling up the kneecap off that back leg, pushing the back foot back. Left hip draws in and back. One more breath here. Deep inhale. Exhale. Strong legs. Inhale, reach your arms up. Warrior one. Exhale, hands on either side of the foot. Downward facing dog. Again, yogi's choice. Movement or stillness. Maybe rolling straight to upward facing dog. We will eventually all meet in child's pose. Once you're in your child's pose, Balasana, you can have your hands out in front of you or maybe by your side, really resting your forehead and your third eye point between the eyebrows on the mat. Breathing into your belly for some more grounding and soothing energy. If your arms are by your side, bring them back out in front of you. And then shift your weight forward, making your way into your downward facing dog. From here, look at your hands and then step or hop your feet into your yogi squat, into your malasana. So taking the feet as wide as the mat. So once you've arrived in your malasana, pushing the elbows and the upper arms in to the legs to open them up even further. And then bring your hands into prayer. Spine really nice and long, maybe close into your eyes. And then breathe, inhale, crown of the head to tailbone. And then exhale, tailbone through the legs and out through the feet into the ground. Inhale, crown to tailbone. Exhale, tailbone through the legs, out the feet, into the ground. Beautiful. Gently open your eyes if they're closed. And then reach your right hand to the outside on the right. Reaching your left arm up towards the sky, opening up. Option to stay here, or option maybe you can find your bind. So bending your right arm around the right leg, left hand behind you. And then see if you can open the left shoulder up even further towards the sky. Receiving the light, the sunshine, fresh oxygen, putting a little smile on your face. One more breath. Lovely, and then release. This time, left hand reaches out to the side, right arm reaches up towards the sky. And if you did so on the first side, try to find your bind. Right shoulder opening up further and further towards the sky. One more breath here. And then release the hands onto the ground. Begin to stretch your legs and square off your feet. So you're in your Uttanasana, your forward fold. Just allowing yourself to hang here for a little moment. You can bend your knees slightly if you like. Okay, and then step your feet back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg out behind you, keeping the hips square. Exhale, right foot steps between the hands. Lower the back heel, windmill your hands into your warrior two. Nice. Tucking the tailbone under, belly button to spine. Strong legs, expansive, soft arms. Looking over your front middle finger. From here, coming into Utthita Parsvakonasana, extended side angle. Bring the right forearm onto the right thigh and the left arm alongside the left ear. If you wish to go a little bit further, bring the right palm on the inside of the right foot today. Now, option to stay here, and again, the reminder to only do as much as feels good for your body. Maybe you can come into a bind. And again, you might just stay here, or if you're in that bind and would like to try a little bit more, see if you can look forward towards the front of your mat, and then take one big step with the left leg to meet the right. So you should be at the front of your mat now. And then come onto the right tippy toes, find your point of focus, and see if you can stand up, still with the bind, standing on your left leg. So you might want to stay here, or maybe you could begin to stretch your right leg up towards the sky, but it's more important that the left knee is still straight. In your bird of paradise. You're struggling a little bit or falling out of it, let that be part of the practice. Just watch your mind. Non-judgmental observation. Okay, if your leg is straight, bend it, and then with control, bring the right foot back onto the mat. If you have the bind, loose the bind, right hand back onto the mat, stepping back into your extended side angle for a little beat. And then lowering both hands onto the mat, both hands on either side of the right foot. Step back into downward facing dog. Yogi's choice, movement or stillness. Well done. Coming back to your breath in downward facing dog. And try not to think about what's about to come. Remember the intention from the beginning of the practice, to be present in this moment. One more breath here. On your next inhale, reach the left leg out behind you. Exhale, left leg steps between the hands. Inhale, warrior two. One more cycle of breath here. Inhale. Exhale, left forearm onto right thigh, right arm alongside the right ear. And then following the same steps as you did on the other side. So we want to create more balance in the body and mind. Maybe bring the left hand to the inside of the left leg. Maybe coming into your bind. Once you're in your bind, maybe looking to the front of your mat and taking one big step, if possible, to the front of your mat. And then from here, finding your point of focus. Strong standing leg. Ooh, coming to stand. Lovely. Keeping the right knee nice and straight. Maybe also stretching into the left leg. Bird of paradise. One more breath here. And then with control, making your way back down. Left hand back to the inside of the left foot. Back into your extended side angle. Inhale here. Exhale, hands on either side of the foot. Step back into your downward facing dog. Very good. One last chance for Vinyasa. Moving with your breath at all times. And then eventually, let's meet in our child's pose again. Balasana. Bringing your upper body back up. Big toes are touching. Take your knees a little bit wider now. And then place your hands behind you, fingertips facing towards you. Inhale, lift your seat up and just tuck your tailbone under a little bit. Now, second stage, inhale, reaching up. Hips are pushing forward in a variation of Virasana. Really sending the breath into the front of the body. One more breath here. And then exhale, lowering down. Very good. From here, just lower your seat to one side. And stretch your legs out in front of you. Let's begin to allow ourselves to come down a little bit towards the end of the practice. We've done a lot of movement. Well done. So make sure your sit bones are nice and connected to the surface beneath you. And then flex into your feet and begin to walk your hands forward. In your Paschimottanasana, your seated forward fold. If you like, you can also grab a hold of your feet. Deep, full breath. So for now, we're still keeping the spine relatively long and keeping the back of the neck long as well to keep the mind calm. And now for just 2 cycles of breath in the end, if you like, you may allow yourself to fold fully, but still not dropping the head completely. We don't want all that energy that we've created to flow up into our head. Inhale, lengthening the spine, and then making your way back up to seated, taking a moment here in Dandasana, just to feel this downward flowing energy. From here, coming into Baddha Konasana, bring the feet together and the knees apart. And instead of just pulling your feet towards you, push your seat towards your feet. That kind of helps to protect your knees. Option to stay here and just work with your breath. Or maybe you also here want to begin to walk your fingertips forward, maybe even coming on to your elbows. Again, back of the neck, long. Inhale, slowly making your way back up, lengthening your feet out in front of you, flexing. Again, just a moment in Dandasana, staff pose. From here, open your legs out wide into the shape of a V, maybe a little bit more. Flexing the feet, allowing them not to drop in, but the toes are pointing up towards the sky at all times. And again, you might want to stay here, or maybe you can begin to walk your hands forward, maybe coming on to your forearms, maybe even creating a pillow with your hands for your head. From here, slowly making your way back up. Bringing your legs together, Dandasana. And then place your feet on the mat, the knees are pointing up. Slowly making your way to lay down on the mat. Allowing the spine to receive gravity. A few rounds of dynamic Bandhasana, bridge pose. So on the inhale, begin to lift your pelvis up, rolling up along the spine, reaching your arms over your head. Exhale, rolling down, vertebra by vertebra, arms down by your side. Keep going at your own pace. Inhale, rise up, and then exhale, lower down. Nice. After your next exhale, stay down. Gently hug your knees into your chest, giving yourself a well-deserved hug in Apanasana. From here, reach your arms out to the side and then allow your knees to drop over to the right. Maybe looking to the left if that's okay for your neck. Working with your exhalation now. Maybe inhaling to the count of 4 and exhaling to the count of 6. Beginning to gather everything back to center, one knee after the other one. And then inhale here at center. And on the exhale, lower your knees down to the left. Again, maybe looking to the right hand and working with extending the exhalation. Bringing everything back to center. Coming into our happy baby, grabbing the outside or the inside edges of our feet, and then drawing the knees into our armpits, keeping neck, shoulders, and lower back relaxed. Maybe you want to rock from side to side. When you're ready, come into your Shavasana, corpse pose, our final relaxation pose, allowing the feet to drop out and the palms to face up towards the sky, making any last adjustments before dropping into absolute stillness. Really giving yourself permission to relax and to let go. You deserve it. Scanning your whole body from the toes up to the crown, making sure you're letting go of any remaining tension in your body. Every time you notice that your mind has drifted off, that you've followed a thought, gently guide your mind back to stillness. Begin to notice the different sounds around you. Some sounds far, some near. And then begin to deepen your breath, feeding your organs, your whole body with fresh oxygen. Bringing some movement to your fingers and toes. Reaching your arms above your head, taking a full body stretch and maybe yawn or sigh. And then eventually bringing your knees into your chest and rolling onto your right side into recovery position, allowing the blood to flow to the right side of the body. And when you press yourself up to seated, it's an opportunity to leave anything that doesn't serve you behind. Let it sink into the ground. And then crossing your legs, resting your palms onto your thighs, like we did in the beginning of practice. Bring your hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Bring them up to the third eye point between your eyebrows and back to your heart. And then bow your head to your heart and say to yourself, I honor my heart, my inner teacher. Namaste.